All right, I believe I'm streaming. So, Twin Peaks season two. By the way, your profile picture. It's no,
Yeah,
that has got nothing to do with Twin Peaks, does it? No.
no,
No,
it
no.
doesn't. It doesn't. It's just it just looks nice. So it's my profile picture, and that's basically the yeah. That's why. That's the reason. There you go.
So, I mean, do you know, by the way, what the source for "Fire Walk with Me," that whole poem thing in in Twin Peaks? What the hell that is? That is? Is it from something else, or like? Is it something that David Lynch came up with, or is he quoting someone?
He's not quoting something. It's something he came up with. It's like it's original.
I see, I see. So I I mean it's been around. I haven't a few days since I've watched season two, and there's a lot of things
Yeah,
happening.
yeah,
I would broadly say that it can be divided into two parts. So the first half of season two is tying up the loose ends from season one, finishing, I guess, kind of solving the case about the murder of what was her name, Laura Palmer, and then
yeah, yeah.
and
Of,
then yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which yeah,
and then the second part,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Last time, I sort of I did drop some hints about who the killer was, but like the word like overt hints when we were talking about season one. I found it I found it kind of interesting how neither you nor Sieg sort of figured it out, because I hadn't either, but I did have a suspicion that Leland was the killer. Um, though technically speaking, I think you're sort of exempt if you're possessed by like an ancient spirit. But anyway,
yeah. I mean,
yes. So it's a very interesting series. It's also it also stands out in that it's not in that Lynch and Frost aren't really afraid to explore their eccentricities, right? I mean, Lynch is a very spiritual person, whereas sort of Frost strikes me as sort of like a ancient aliens viewer, if you sort of get what I mean. I think that really comes across in this series in quite a nice way. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with that.
so I did so that was of the first half. The second half, I think, kind of starts off when Wyndham Earl shows up as
Mm.
some criminal mastermind or something. I don't know. I kind of found it. There was. Did you feel like by that? I mean, the only thing, the only kind of mystery, I guess, at that point, which I was interested in, was when are we going to get to the Black Lodge? When are we going to get to the White Lodge? That's
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I didn't really.
yeah. Yeah, I love how that. Yeah, I kind of um quite liked how they dragged it out. I sort of because when you're sort of watching this show with like other people, and you can sort of sense the anticipation. Like there's there's this part of me that just wants to think like sort of enjoys it where when things just get dragged along and dragged along and dragged along. Anyway, but you know,
I don't know. I just didn't.
in the time we in the time we were waiting, lots of sort of interesting and sort of fun things happen. Which is quite nice, I guess. Though you def I definitely felt a slump um after Leland had sort of been killed. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just didn't feel like Wyndham Earl was as threatening as Bob. Um, I mean,
No, no, no.
it's I don't know. I mean, because we can kind of see him. But I did notice a lot of the time that they still did a lot of stuff where like the camera would just zoom in and just show an action being done, but not but they wouldn't show who it was that did it.
Mm.
That kind of thing. Let's
Yeah, I guess. Bob has the advantage of being this supernatural being. So you don't really know what he's capable of. Whereas Earl is just is just a man, right? Who's um the nemesis of Cooper. Um, you do get some quite tense scenes with Earl, especially when he takes somebody hostage. I can't remember who he
Leo
takes
Johnson,
hostage.
Leo Johnson, or the
No,
Major,
before that.
Major Briggs. Oh no, you mean the other guy he took hostage was just some guy off the street, and then he killed him. Is that um
No, it sort of led up to a scene where Cooper and the officer in drag have like this skirmish in like this lodge
yeah?
sort of thing. I thought that scene was like really well executed. It was definitely sort of nice to have that in like the middle there, just to sort of um, uh, keep the pace, as it were. But yeah, I do agree. The Black Lodge definitely, definitely does cast a shadow over the series, and you're sort of constantly thinking, about the mythology
I,
of this area, and
yeah, I must say I enjoyed the season, even though it's long. Maybe there are some issues with the pacing. I did enjoy season two more than season one because I guess
yeah,
they've already finished establishing the characters and so on. So
mm,
um,
yeah,
it
that's true. That's true.
I didn't like so much the new characters who were added on, like Windham Earl and Cooper's new girlfriend or Audrey's new boyfriend. They were kind of meh.
Mm.
Um, um,
I could. Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, so something to sort of think about with this series is that um, this was I think the writing sort of this time around was mainly sort of done by Mark Frost, which is why there's sort of a change in a tone, and I think Frost directed. Though I could be wrong, but I think he did do some of the direction. I guess he would have directed the scenes where Lynch plays the hard of hearing FBI guy.
yeah, I mean,
I
I mean,
forget his
a lot of
character's name, but I'm sure his name.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, that character was more. I don't know. I mean, maybe I feel like there was a lot of comedy. So with that character, but also, for example, Hank and Leo Johnson had a much more threatening presence in season one, whereas
Mm,
in this season, like they took so many L's that it kind of became a bit
yeah,
comedic. Um, it,
yeah, it did, right. Yeah, who is it? It's not Leo. Hank. Yeah, Hank getting beaten up by
yeah, Nadine. Yeah,
oh God.
Nadine's
Yeah,
character.
Nadine.
Nadine's character was also kind of a step down. I kind of felt like. Uh,
Yeah, there was some interesting scenes with her. But yeah, I'm not really sure
I'm
because some of the scenes were like funny, but I feel like it's a joke that sort of overstayed its welcome a bit. Um,
It just became a
yeah,
comedic gag. Yeah.
also the fact that she has super strength is like
How?
it's never
Why?
explained.
Yeah.
It's just something that like exists for some reason. What's interesting, though, an interesting thing about this character, about Nadine, that he finds out is why she doesn't have an eye anymore, and that's
Mm.
because Ed shot it out basically by accident in a hunting accident, and so that's why he's sort of with her because he feels guilty.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah. By the way, why was that boy James? I think not James. That boy that Nadine wants to go out with. Um. Why was he suddenly all right with being with her? Was it because he wanted the prize money for wrestling achievements or something? I didn't get that. It,
the the way I saw it is that he was like he sort of um God how do I put this Nadine's strength made him hard.
I see. All right. Okay. Um. I, I think it was in season two that James, the one with with that look on his face as we
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about.
yeah. With the motorcycle. Yeah, yeah. He's got that guilty look, like he's sort of been caught doing something. Yeah,
And
yeah,
there was this whole arc, this side arc about him going on a bike and then coming across
yeah. There was.
this other woman. I don't know. That just kind of felt like a side story, episodic thing. I don't think it was
It
even.
was. Yeah, it was.
It was not even in Twin Peaks, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. Yeah, it was in like a completely different town. Um, yeah, I'm not. I guess it was just to sort of get him out of the way. So Deborah was it? Could sort of maybe or maybe not have a relationship with the shooting character who like kept plants and had and for some reason had pages of or just had Laura Palmer's diary. I guess that's sort of why
Yeah.
maybe or maybe not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a him going off on his motorcycle to a different town was highly unrelated um, and superfluous. like, I didn't, I guess, I guess there's, the cheating wife storyline is okay, but I would rather that sort of got integrated properly into sort of the main plot, the main storyline, rather than just sort of hanging loose, not really being of much importance ultimately.
Another comedic thing, which was like, I'm not sure um, uh, that's played out well. I mean, the one with Horn, I can't remember his first name. The businessman, where he basically goes insane
Yeah,
and he starts reenacting. Um,
Yeah, the Civil War.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it was. There were some funny scenes in there, but his character was also a lot less threatening and more boring. I kind of felt like
yeah, yeah. He was just, he was, yeah, yeah. It was, yeah. Again, there's a sort of problem where I'm asking, to what purpose did Mr. Horn just go like, crazy for like a short while? I'm not
and
sure why.
and afterwards, another thing which I didn't get is why is he suddenly like, or is he really wanting to be a good guy suddenly? Why does he want to reveal? And if not, if he's just pretending to be a good guy in order to stop the development um, in Ghostwood, then if that is the case, then why is it that he wanted to reveal to Donna and the doctor? I can't remember his name. That
Mm.
basically he's the father. I don't know, like the justification which he gave was that he's trying to be good, and to be good, you need to tell the truth or something. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
what the fuck was that about? Um, I mean, what was were the creators like trying to make a point that you shouldn't always say the truth or something? What the hell
I'm not
was
sure.
that?
I guess he was like, yeah. I sort of take the cynical view on this, where he was just sort of pretending to be a good guy to stop the development.
Yeah, but then, but then,
So sort of part of this theatre was to sort of tell or sort of convince as many people as possible that, like, he was good now, but he doesn't he he doesn't really know how to be good, because he's always been like this bastard, basically, you know who runs this illegal, drug smuggling slash prostitution business across the border in Canada. And so he just, like, he just has no idea how to put on this theater um, of being a good guy, basically.
because I don't think he even convinced anyone really. In,
No, he didn't. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. Which yeah, it sort of culminates in the disastrous
Miss Twin
um,
Peaks thing. Is that no?
yeah, yeah, where like everyone's just sort of like, rolling their eyes. Obviously, he's still this opportunistic guy, but and he's sort of putting on his theatre,
I
and
mean,
it's, I mean,
I
he's
mean,
literally he's literally standing on a stage, I think, like, when he what when he delivers his sort of, bleeding heart, save the environment stuff. So yeah.
and another comedic thing which I'm not sure about was the whole thing with those two old guys, old men. I think it was the mayor and the guy who owned the local magazine or something, and
Yeah.
he he married the newspaper guy married um, the old newspaper guy married some young woman, and and then died of a heart attack while having sex. The, I don't know. That whole thing, and all the guys at the sheriff's office, I kind of have the hots for sort of. I don't know. That kind of felt
Yes.
kind of comedic, but
Yeah. The comedy that was sort of present in the first series is sort of turned up
but what about?
this time.
I mean the deaths. I don't know. Like I guess did Maddie's death happen in season 2? I think Leland killed her in season 2, right? Um who else died? I think I'm not sure whether Maddie is her name. I mean the one who looks exactly like Laura Palmer. Um
Yeah, yeah,
and did that death happen in season 2? I think it happened in season
yeah.
2.
Yes, it did. It did happen in season two. Yeah. I guess. I guess. I kind of want to talk to you about the lodge scene at the very end, which is a it's a very famous part of so-called television history, and um it's sort of the part that everyone remembers, and is sort of the reason why Lynch is in such high regard in most people's eyes. Um, uh, I'm just I'm curious to what you thought of it.
Thought of the last part or which part?
The last part, you know,
I see.
the whole episode of the Black Lodge.
Mm, what did I think of it? Um, I mean, I felt like there were some cheap tricks. I guess like some of the people there having grayed out eyes like corpses, but uh, other than that, it was pretty cool, I guess, and pretty interesting. But um, I'm not sure whether I understood exactly what was going on. Like whether, I mean, he was meeting. I guess the Black Lodge kind of rejected Windham Earl. That's what it looked like. For some reason, even though the Black Lodge is supposed to be the evil half. I mean, I guess the White
Yeah,
Lodge the
yeah,
White Lodge is supposed to be good. So I don't see why it would take the side why the Black Lodge would take the side of Agent Cooper. I guess that Laura made an interesting comment that they would meet again in 25 years. So I don't know.
yes, yes,
Has that something got to do with maybe season 3? Who knows? Um,
yes, yes. Yes, it does.
um,
uh,
what
which
else?
is yeah.
Yeah, what did I think about it? Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I didn't expect it, maybe I would have been more surprised. Like I was surprised when I first watched the end of Eva. It kind of had vibes like that, sort of. Except,
Yeah,
th-
yeah, yeah. It was very surreal, sort of abstract, expressionist.
and I, I,
Wasn't it? Not joking.
yeah, I think though. I mean, not there wasn't a lot of dialogue. So
No, no, it was very visual.
it it kind of reminded me of more than the end of Eva. It reminded me of that scene in 2001: A Space Odyssey, where like some the protagonist is in a room or something. Uh, I don't know if you remember that scene
um,
before
yeah,
like
sort
yeah
of.
he's blown off into space or something as an embryo
Yeah,
or
man,
something.
it's been like so long since I saw that film, but
Um,
yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
but this is better because it's more drawn out. Kind of it would
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fascinating, right? It's sort of, and this is, a expression, in part of Lynch's sort of spiritual side, right? I mean, yeah, yeah. He really um pours out all the stops on this on the final episode, um,
I found
which is something he sort of does, and 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 you'll sort of see this in season three, where a lot of the episodes are quite long, drawn out,
I
quite flat.
but
Um,
more than the the ending, I actually found more interesting the weird scenes at the start. Like
Mm.
when it basically continues off after Cooper was shot, and
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. When the giant comes to speak with him, and yeah, sort of gives him messages.
yeah, that was pretty cool. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Would it have been better if there were more cryptic messages at the end? I don't know.
well, well, if you like this whole cryptic message stuff, then the return is going is has that everywhere basically. There's like yeah, it's very yeah. I'm not quite sure. I mean, eventually we'll speak about the return. It's definitely a mixed bag, but there's definitely a lot more sort of messages and symbols and um, surreal elements in the return. Um, but there's also a lot of downsides. I feel to the third series, but anyway, we'll anyway. Yeah. Back to the second series. Um, yeah. I did. Yeah, I enjoyed the stuff with the oh, it was the army guy, right? I forgot his name.
The Major
Um,
Briggs.
yeah, Major Briggs. Where where I love how his character just just sort of goes like full ancient aliens. At some point he, he he's like traveling back in time for some reason, and like he's sort of
Yeah,
speaking to his wife about like a coming apocalypse. Uh, and then and at some point he gets transported into space or like abducted by aliens or something, or maybe he just sort of gets he gets visited by the White Lodge. It sort of is is quite vague really what happens, though speaking more widely, it's quite it's it's not really explained if the supernatural forces are these ancient creatures, or if they're just these aliens, right? Or maybe they're like both, right? They're these aliens that sort of that came to visit the Earth, and then they sort of stayed for like thousands of years, and and they're like still here, but they're sort of trapped for some reason. I'm not sure.
yeah. I mean,
But I did sort of enjoy sort of thinking about it. I sort of prefer the idea that they're just these spirits, um, and like not really aliens, and like Briggs' findings about signals coming from space is a sort of something else, maybe, or or just sort of a all signal transmitted
I, I
for
think
some
at
reason, but I'm not
I,
sure.
I think at some point, some big guy comes and says that they first started looking for signals coming from from space, but now they're looking at signals coming from underground or something. There, so that
Yeah.
um yeah, I mean,
Yeah, which is yeah, it's a sort of yeah. There's always these these constant layers of it's in like um in like the real world. On the surface, you sort of have the underworld with Mr. Horn and his and his drug ring, and his prostitution, but and there's also this sort of metaphysical plane, right, where under that you then have these signals and these mysterious entities, and and you have these lodges, um, which, which sort of surface from time to time,
Yeah,
and there's also this ancient history that's sort of so old that there's like cave paintings of you know of these
I mean, as
things were happening before.
the cave painting, by the way, what I think, the giant and the dwarf. I mean, was it? I mean, that was
Yeah,
was it those two?
the dwarf's name is the arm, by the way.
The what? The arm.
Yeah. He goes, I am the arm, right?
Ah, I see. I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, uh, it's kind of a joke because on my server, I'm called the arm because secretly I have dwarfism. I guess I don't know. I don't, but anyway,
Yeah, so I thought
it does make
maybe
sense.
I thought maybe it was those two over there. I mean, most of the spirits other than Bob seem to be kind of wanting to help with the investigation. I don't know. That's sort of what it looked like to me.
Yeah. It's like Bobby's is this abnormality, and so these forces are trying to find him and sort of get him back where he belongs. Uh,
Probably the Black Lodge, I guess. But he can't
yeah.
leave the
Which
Black
would
Lodge. Yeah,
presumably, yeah,
yeah.
unless unless Bob is like a like I don't know, like a fallen angel type figure, and he should really be in the White Lodge, but sort of being on Earth sort of changed him. But maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't think so. I think he's definitely a Black Lodge creature. Yeah. It's also another fascinating thing is sort of what happens to people when they sort of get trapped in the lodge. I mean, if you sort of die by the hands of one of these spirits, then you sort of it's implied that you go to one of these lodges, and and maybe a party was sort of kept there, and you're just there forever, maybe, or maybe you just you're sort of kept there for like a purpose. Maybe Leland was sort of let go after um, he was just put there to tell uh, um, Cooper to find his daughter. But yeah, again, yeah, this is quite vague. But yeah, there's all these interesting questions that are sort of quite enjoyable. It's quite enjoyable to ask these questions because it's such a I guess novel experience, right? I mean,
I, I, gue-
uh,
I guess but by this point it's more the people are more, I guess, or rather the supernatural forces seem more threatening that than um, the criminals. I guess.
yeah.
I think at one point the I think he has a French accent or some foreign accent. One of the criminals, um, can't remember his name, Jacques or something, the brother of the Jack or Jacques or whatever, who gets
Yeah, Jacques.
killed uh, killed by Leland after he gets captured by Cooper. Um,
Mm.
I think he says something. He basically accuses Cooper of basically like he basically said something like Twin Peaks used to be a simple place before you came, so that's why I'm trying to kill you, Cooper, or something like that. Um,
Mm.
during that scene where the transvestite uh, officer or agent rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, helps them. Uh, yeah, kill them off or something. Sorry. Do you ever explain why the one-armed man only has one arm?
No, we didn't. And he tells us in the show where they sort of capture him. I think they capture him and they strap him to a bed and they interrogate him. And he gives I don't know who the actor is, but he gives this really great performance, and it's sort of it's something that's it clips a lot, like what he says, because it's very um mysterious, I guess. But he says oh God, I say this, but then I forget. Um, 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 One more.
Oh, hello. What happened? Toad agent has muted
Hang on,
himself.
hang on.
All right. Let's see. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yes, yes. Anyway, he says he cut off his own arm, right? As like a sacrifice to God. Uh, um, I think in not so many words, that's sort of why he did so. Um,
I
and
see.
he also reveals that his a ancient spirit, um, who has sort of been tasked with finding and retrieving Bob. But he just, I don't think he succeeds, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, I think he sort of disappears at some point. Or rather, they just don't show him anymore. Because I don't think he
Yeah,
died exactly, but he just stops showing up. Um,
yeah. But he can sort of sense where Bob is, and he gives them a riddle, which sort of leads to like a cliffhanger in an episode where he sort of gives them a riddle, and the answer to that riddle is the inn where Cooper's staying, and that's where that yeah it's sort of that's where Bob is, and it's so obvious. It's quite funny how obvious it is on a rewatching. When even from the start, that's is it Leland? Um,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I think yeah. That's Leland is Bob, or is the is is the killer, basically, and yeah. There's just great tension up to Leland's death, of what's of are they going to capture him, and if they are, like, when. um yeah. Maybe that was too fragmented, but I think I said what I needed to say.
Yeah, I think some characters just become boring, like Bobby and Shelley, for instance. Especially
Yeah,
after
yeah,
Leo is out of the picture. Um, yeah,
yeah. A lot of yeah, a lot of
the
what.
teenagers, I guess, become much less interesting. I feel after Leland's death, because Leland and Bob were targeting teenagers in particular, and afterwards,
There are not really the movies, are they? Like, it's mainly, the thing I cared most about was the investigation, at that point, after Leland's death, and a bit before. I mean, sort of during and before.
it becomes a bit more Cooper
Uh,
centric, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
Especially
Um,
especially after what's her name, the Chinese woman, um, God damn it, the one married to
Jason?
Josie, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, yeah, it becomes more boring after she dies. I kind of felt like, and but by the way, like, I think the great Nadan is cursed or something. Uh, or at least that's the
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
the Great Northern.
Yeah, because after Josie dies, it's like for some reason her corpse is light, and they kind of show, I don't know, her scream getting um engraved in some of the furniture or something.
Yeah,
If you can remember that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. The Great Northern is very interesting because there's always a feeling that something's sort of trapped in there, but you're not really sure what, and it could be the souls of people. And
And
also, I think we talked about it the first time. In that there's these secret passages and um, sort of throughout it, where Audrey could just sort of hide and just spy on people.
why is she the only
It's
one who knows about this?
yeah, yeah, but it sort of makes you think, why were these things put there in the first place? Was this designed on purpose or just sort of an accident? Do any of the any of the other characters use it rather than just Audrey? What does Audrey really know? If she
And
knows anything, really.
yeah, I don't think.
um,
But yeah, I don't think she really
yeah, it's sort of
knows about the
it's uncanny,
supernatural stuff.
really.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah, no.
I kind of felt like the whole thing about um
Oh
Catherine.
yeah, or also yeah, yeah. Also the giant who's disguised as the as the as the mentally challenged um janitor is also there. So
Is that the
you also
giant?
have these.
Do you think
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The yeah,
you think that demented old man is a giant?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. It kind of make I think they do say they're one in the same in this series
I see. I
where
guess.
they just sort of like
Mm,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I, I,
So yeah, go on.
I found it a bit funny when he brought some milk, and after Cooper got
Yeah,
shot, and like, I don't know, they just went on and on. That scene uh,
yeah, yeah. It
of him
did.
just coming back, and
Yeah,
um,
yeah. He's just like giving you're oh god giving him the thumbs up. Yeah,
I guess
yeah. Yeah, it's great.
we never get to see the giant and the old man at the same time, so yeah, it might be the
No, I think if I remember correctly, there is a point where it's sort of the old man sort of fades into the giant, and I'm pretty sure they're the same entity.
I see.
Anyway,
Anyway, the point about Josie's death was that after Josie's death, um, the sheriff kind of becomes a lot less interesting. I felt like, um,
yeah,
and I don't know. I really don't buy that Andrew was able to like stay hidden for all this time as some kind of a neat until this point. Do you buy that?
mm.
Um, I mean,
yeah. You'd sort of think that he'll be like he'll be one of the first people they sort of check upon, especially in like the first series. I mean, who killed this young girl? Is it going to be uh any of these no, non-neat, or is it going to be this shut-in who spoke with who spoke with Laura quite a lot?
No,
Because I think. Oh
I,
yeah, go on.
I'm not. Sorry, Andrew. I'm not talking about. I can't remember that guy's name, the shut-in's name. But I mean
Oh,
Andrew,
okay.
Catherine's brother, Josie's husband, um, who was who we all thought was dead until now, in season one, which
Oh yeah. Andrew. Yeah. Who did not die in a boating accident. It turns out. Um,
I don't know. Do you think I don't know? I just kind of found it a bit funny that he was able to like stay hidden for so long. I don't know.
oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I sort of believed it because he was sort of out in Hong Kong for a bit, sort of hiding there. I
Oh,
believe.
I see. I see.
There
So he wasn't he wasn't hiding. He wasn't hiding there inside their house all the time. I guess.
No,
Um,
no, I don't think so. I don't
I
think
see.
so. Though, speaking of hiding, Catherine's disguise was pretty funny.
Yep.
That she used to trick Leland. No,
I,
not Leland.
Horn. I guess.
Yeah, Horn.
Um,
I don't know.
did you realize?
I thought it was pretty convincing. Yes, I did notice, but I did think it was pretty convincing. I mean, you can sort of tell. I sort of I I could tell a bit by the voice. It sounded very funny, and that was like the sus thing to me. And then like you can sort of look and see that it's just it's just Catherine,
Yeah.
it's just Catherine in disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, the makeup was pretty good though. So
Yeah, Catherine was the best villain, I thought. Okay, or let's say villainous character, and
yeah.
but on the other hand, Wyndham Earl's um, disguises were all shit. I thought. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, they were. Have you seen that film? It's called a series of series of events where Jim Carrey sort of disguises himself to become the guardian of these orphans, and so he sort of does this because he needs to kill off their relatives so that he becomes their guardian. So he uses these disguises and sort of get and that's how he sort of does it. But all his disguises are like so like awful, and it's like so obviously him. So when Earl sort of turns up, with his mustache, you know, um, I got like a massive series of massive flashbacks to that Jim Carrey movie, which was I don't know. It was I guess this I guess that might be like a comedy aspect of it because obviously they can do good disguises, but which sort of makes me think that his disguises were like bad on purpose. Maybe because they didn't want to confuse the audience, whereas with Catherine they did. They
yeah,
did sort of want to
certainly.
misdirect you. So if you disguise him but make it like shit, so the audience can understand, then
Yeah,
I can't understand. I can't
but
understand it that way.
but they could have disguised him properly and then shown us him taking off the disguise. I guess. Uh,
Yeah, they could have, but I don't know. It's not. It wasn't too much of a problem for me, but I don't know.
I mean,
It's not that great.
another thing which kind of made him more funny than threatening was when he killed after he killed that guy with a bow. The guy he picked off the road, the musician or something, um,
Mm.
and like, and they find him in a giant fucking pond, um, thing. I don't know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
On the bandstand. I wonder where he got that gigantic prawn outfit from. Yeah, it was very weird. Yeah, and how they like carried him into the ambulance. These like four
yeah,
people to do it. Yeah, it was
yeah.
pretty
I
funny.
I think that the pawn, like, he built it himself. I think
Yeah,
in that shed.
I
Yeah,
think there's scenes of him like literally building it,
yeah. I mean,
just to
what is the fucking point?
just to murder someone and put it in there because I guess it's like this this grander metaphor like he's playing this big chess game with Cooper.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
it's
yeah, the whole chess game thing seemed like bullshit, really. Because
yeah, it was just something for Hank to do. I think oh god, was it Hank the guy who
Hawk.
talks about fishing all the time?
Uh,
Yeah, him. Yeah.
the guy who talks about fishing. I sure not talking about Pete. Um,
Oh yes, Pete. Yeah, sorry, Hank. Who's Hank? Oh yeah, Hank's the
the
yeah,
one in prison
he's the
now.
other guy.
Um,
Yeah. He's the guy who get yeah. No, yes, Pete. Sorry.
Hawk is the
Yeah.
Indian, and Pete. I mean, what has Pete got to do with Windemall? Oh yeah,
Well,
the chess. Yeah,
yeah,
the
it
chess game.
was
Yeah,
like yeah. He was doing all the chess games.
yeah. That was basically his point. His entire point. In this
Yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah. Also to get manipulated by Catherine as well. But yeah,
Yeah. Um, what did you think about um the cliffhangers at the end? Like, I don't. Uh,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't
Um,
know. Maybe I doubt that Audrey is dead. Maybe Andrew is dead. I doubt that Pete
how's
died.
Annie?
Um, let's see.
How's Annie?
Who? What?
How's Annie?
House what?
Annie.
Annie. Who's Annie? Oh,
Well,
Annie.
that's
Oh, the new girlfriend.
yeah.
Cooper's new
But
girlfriend. Yes.
that's the last thing Cooper said. I think before it's revealed that he's been possessed by Bob Wright.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
uh,
hmm.
yeah, which is in that very last scene in his room in the Great Northern. Um, there's a few quite interesting small details like when he hits his head on the mirror in the bathroom. That sound like the impact sound is replaced with somebody screaming, which is pretty spooky. And obviously, oh god, what else? Um, I guess it's also quite sudden, right? So, and also how Cooper's acting, all through is, he's acting very robotically, he isn't quite himself. He's going to the bathroom now, and then he just sort of it gets revealed that he is unfortunately possessed, and so you're then left off on this cliffhanger. I mean, you don't even know if Annie's like okay because you don't actually see her. All you know is that she got rushed off to rushed off to the hospital. So he may have been able to save her, but never quite know. Which is I don't know.
About
It's quite a cliffhanger, but
about
oh well. Yeah, go on.
about Annie. Um, I think it was kind of obvious that.
Are you eating?
I think it was kind of obvious. Sorry.
Are you eating?
Yes, of course. This is the
I
Twin
can't
Peaks.
believe this.
So,
Okay.
About Annie, I think it was quite obvious that I didn't kind of feel much when she was kidnapped and all, because obviously she was being she was becoming be made a love interest for Cooper, so that
Yeah.
somebody whom he cared about would get kidnapped by Wyndham. Um,
Yes. Yes.
so yeah, about the last scene. Uh, I don't know. I kind of felt like, what the fuck have you been doing, Bob, until now? After Windermere showed up, like, um, I guess he was in the he was after Leland died, he was stuck in the or was he stuck in the Black Lodge? Because I think they show him coming
Yeah,
out and entering.
he sort of turns up in there though, in the end, and he sort of, I think he's laughing with with like a different Cooper. So there's there's this other Cooper in the Black Lodge, who was sort of laughing alongside Bob maniacally, right? And so yeah, it didn't. It could have been like this other Cooper who came out instead of the real Cooper. Or it could have been Bob. I think it is Bob actually. Man, like all these important details I've forgotten. But
Basically, there was no sound. I can't remember seeing Bob that much. Well, no.
yeah, I think
Cooper did see Bob when Josie died. Um, uh,
yeah. I think he does go back to the Black Lodge after he leaves after he leaves Leela's body, and maybe he transforms into an owl or something. I'm not sure. But, yeah, there's something about there's something about the owls too, which is kept vague, and you don't really understand why. Like, why are the owls significant? Are they just a way for the Black Lodge or like the White Lodge to sort of observe this world or something? It's sort of it's unknown, but I think after he leaves Leland's body, he then returns to the Black Lodge, and he can only really manifest when something traumatic is happening, like when Josie dies, but also the giant giant it can also manifest in that inn as well. So it might just be like a property of the Great Northern that Bob can sort of appear there to Cooper. But
one.
that's my theory.
I see. I mean, um, I guess one thing that's different now that I've seen season two is that I can actually remember some of the names. I couldn't remember most of the names.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. We've been at this point we've been with these characters for quite a few hours. I forgot like what the total screen time is, but I think it's like 10 hours or something. I'm not sure.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's certainly a lot more. I don't know. It felt certainly a lot more than season one. What else?
yeah.
I oh, given that we're going over the comedic gags, the thing with Lucy and Andy kind of got drawn out as well. I thought.
But with the introduction of the new character.
I guess
I
there
forgot his
was.
name.
Yeah, I forgot it as well. I guess there was some kind of funny scenes with him as well, but I don't know. I just didn't really care that much. um,
No, I didn't either. There wasn't really much of interest going on there, really. I guess you kind of hope he gets with Andy gets with Lucy, or something, because Andy loves Lucy.
yeah, I mean,
And
I
Lucy secretly wants Andy to sort of be better, I guess, or maybe have more courage, and so she sort of is trying to express this to Andy, but Andy is just like too stupid, basically, to sort of get it and understand. So yeah, it's kind of they do have some funny moments, but it's not really anything too interesting. I'm not going to be returning to Twin Peaks just just for some Andy and Lucy development, if you know what I mean. Um, yeah.
I kind of feel like the reason why they're drawing it out is because if they resolve that thing and they become an item, then uh, they don't really have anything else to do with those characters.
No, yeah. So many of these characters are based off of these relationships. Yeah, the detective. Oh God, I forget everyone's names, but Jodie's lover,
The sheriff, I don't
Hank.
know.
No, it's,
No,
yeah, yes, Truman. Yes,
Truman. Yeah.
Sheriff Truman. Yeah, his character becomes uninteresting once Josie dies. The same for Shelley. She sort of becomes less interesting once Leo is sort of mentally out of the picture and isn't really a threat anymore. And you're sort of left with these entertaining scenes, but they I'm not really too interested in how this week she's going to torment Leo,
Yeah.
really. Uh, and then
James
we've been
Donna.
over this before anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
So
Audrey was
yeah,
kind of boring after she stopped being interested in Cooper. Um,
yeah. But though I'd say Audrey is sort of an exception because she sort of then develops an interest in the business, and then and she sort of goes on like her own sort of like small adventure. And and in the end, you don't really know if she's alive or dead after the bank vault gets blown up. I think through one of oh god, I keep forgetting everyone's names, but who is she called?
Catherine, who are you talking about?
Through one of Catherine's unrelated schemes, Audrey sort of gets caught up in the blasts in the bank. But yeah, you're not. I'm pretty sure she does die, but she also has like I think she pops up later because there was some images shown around last time. But anyway,
I don't
that's
know.
it's not really too important anyway.
I
If
mean,
she also dies, yeah,
it's a kind of a lame way to die though.
yes, it is. And then yeah, really, season two is just a Cooper show. Really,
But
it's about the investigation. It's about his matches with his nemesis. It's about the supernatural elements. It's about figuring out
yeah,
what on earth is going on, and that's really the main backbone. And all this extra stuff with is just added. It's just sort of added flavor, really.
I also it kind of becomes a bit like what was the TV show called the X Files or something, a bit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cooper, I think, because Cooper was also one of the comedic things about season one,
Mm.
but here in season two, I kind of felt like he was a lot less eccentric. Like he would talk less with his recorder. I didn't, or maybe I just stopped noticing it as much. But I didn't see him like having long conversation with himself or Linda or whatever um, her name was.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that too? That he was, I guess, less eccentric and more normal.
Uh,
In
Yeah, 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 which is sort of a shame. I guess it sort of makes things more dramatic. But if there was a way for him to sort of keep his eccentricness, his sort of very positive tone, sort of intact, while you sort of deliver these dramatic scenes, or maybe these emotional points for this character, then it could have been better. But I guess it's just a case of a change in writers, and Frost wanted wanted um he wanted to take this character in a slightly different direction, or how he approached Cooper was slightly different in attitude, so that his character sort of gets less peculiar. Um, I don't really like. I didn't really mind. I guess it would have been better if his eccentricities were kept, but his character wasn't like ruined or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, certainly
to
not.
me,
Um,
yeah,
I think I wonder whether it's also because, as you said, he becomes more of a protagonist, um, more of with, more of a main character rather than just an outsider.
yeah. It does become a lot more personal for him, right? Yeah, yeah. When he's falling in love with this other woman, and he's sort of afraid that it's just going to be a repeat of his past, and so all the sort of darker mem- darker memories for him sort of resurface. This criminal is back, who he never really dealt with properly, and so yeah, it's definitely this dread he has to deal with. So yeah, I guess maybe that that would have changed his personality.
Did they explain?
Well, it did.
Did they explain why Wyndham Earl killed his wife? What was the motive?
Um, I think they did, but I can't remember why.
Because, like, I kind of feel like um, his motives kind of change at first when they introduce him. It's like he's doing this because he wants revenge from Cooper because I don't know. He feels like um, Cooper is somehow responsible for for his wife's death, even though he killed his own wife or something. But then it turns out that actually um, he's not there for Cooper, but he's there for to get into the Black Lodge. And the reason why he kills or he tries to kill Annie is not because not to hurt, specifically to hurt Cooper, but just because she happened to get selected as Miss Twin Peaks, so kidnapping her would create the most fear, and creating the most fear
Mm.
would allow him to get into the Black Lodge. So
Yeah, yeah.
um, I don't know. I kind of. What did you think of that new motive to get into the Black Lodge? Because like they kind of reveal that basically he was a some kind of scientist or something, or that he was a part of uh, the American government's project to find UFOs, and but
Mm.
they don't take him seriously when he talks about the White Lodge and the Black Lodge. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, I thought his motives were fine. Yeah, I didn't think they were flimsy, really. Um, yeah, yeah. There's yeah, yeah. With the character, yeah. One thing I do quite like is that every character is quite self-centered, right? You know, everyone sort of is there to sort of do their own thing. So some characters will just be focusing on an intrigue plot against another character. So Cooper is going to be defending from Earl. Catherine is going to be undermining Horn. Audrey is going to be wanting to find out what her father is doing. And so on, and so on and so on, and often it's quite coincidental when their motives do sort of clash, and I think is quite realistic in that way
Yeah,
because
I
yeah,
guess
yeah, go on.
I guess the reason why I found Windemelt's new motives, the fact that it was about the mystery, the supernatural, a bit less interesting is because, as you said, like in most of the other cases, it was something personal, so something's
Mm.
more selfish like that, like so, but now it's more about the supernatural and many of those things which you mentioned earlier, like Audrey wanting to help Cooper because she wanted to get with Cooper. Many of those things happened. I guess many of the mysteries about the relationships between the characters were already resolved. So um, I guess the only thing which was left was the supernatural stuff. Um, let's see what else is there to talk about. Uh, yeah, why don't you? Yeah, I interrupted you. What were you talking about, Toad Agent?
Oh no, no, it's fine. I sort of said everything I wanted to really. Yeah, like I keep I, I do hold this show in quite high regard. As you know, I'll tell you the reason why I prefer series one over series two in sort of very technical sense. It's because the different plot lines for the characters sort of worked the best there in series one. Everything was sort of attached to everything else in some sort of roundabout way, or at least there was sort of um, a signal that a suggestion that there was some sort of connection between these storylines, and that to me made the world or made the series have more of a purpose. Like each of the characters sort of had more relevance. It seemed like in the first series,
Yeah,
but by the time we get around to the second series, everything is more scattered. Right? Yeah,
yeah,
it's awfully scattered.
yes, it is.
um, this has it, as I pointed out, and as you sort of explained further, this has its advantages, but ultimately, for me, it's preferable having different storylines that can connect rather than different storylines that just so happen to connect. Um, this might just be my preference, but that's just why I prefer the first series over the second.
Yeah, I guess the thing which the second has got to go, rather what it has got going for is the ending, the Black Lodge. But
Mm.
as you said, it all goes back to Fate Stay Night, doesn't it? Uh, uh,
Yep.
basically, it it just doesn't. Twin Peaks feels as a place, just like in Fate Stay Night, that little town they were in.
Mm.
Um, felt more integrated, but later in Fate Stay Zero, like it felt basically the setting became so large that it became scattered. Um,
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that you say that because Fire Walk with Me is even wider in scope in terms of locations. Also, as you know, I'm gonna I'm gonna wait for you to find out for yourself because a certain individual who Zarathustra's serpent is very into is in that is in Fire
okay,
Walk with Me.
David Bowie,
It's
I
pretty
guess.
interesting.
I see.
What?
Is it Bowie? Let's see.
I'm not
Probably.
telling you.
I see.
I'm not telling you.
All right, all right. Uh, yeah, what are the individual could Zarathustra serpent be interested in? Who could be there? Well, I can't think of any other. But let's
Okay.
see. Um,
Oh yeah. What score do you give this?
this is another whole thing so far.
The whole thing I think is more appropriate. You know, it's all one story.
Hmm. 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 Okay, so let's see. Certainly above a 5. The question
Yeah,
is,
yeah. Okay.
is it a 6 or a 7? Um, hmm. I guess um I guess it's a 7. Yeah, a 7. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. So I give. I'm giving this a 8 so far. I guess just because it's sort of. I guess I should probably talk about. Actually, no, nah. Forget it.
Come on.
It's not important. No, no, no. It's not
What?
important. I give it an 8. The
No.
ends.
What?
There you go.
What are you going
It's
to
over.
talk about? Come on.
No,
You
no, no,
you,
no,
you
it's
can't you
fine.
can't
No, no,
Disregard the disregard.
the what?
no. I'm not gonna. I'm
Co-
not.
yeah, come on. You were like you can't just say that like there's something, but I can't talk about it. You should have
Now
mentioned
I'm
it.
even curious, man. Come on.
Okay, so if you were paying attention to everything I've ever done, students, then you you'd sort of know about my favorite scene in the second series, and it's when Bobby sort of is called to sit down with his father in the diner in the Double R diner, and so the so oh god what's his station? It's like a lieutenant or something, or
Major?
God,
What?
yeah. Yes, Major Briggs. Yes, and Major Briggs um tells Bobby, his son, about a dream he had the night before, I believe, or maybe a very recent dream, and he sort of expresses his hopes and aspirations to him, and in that moment, he really connects with his son, or at least makes a real effort to, which he sort of has been for this whole time up till now. This is also one of the last times you really see Briggs in this form before he gets abducted. I found this scene very sort of um, I really connected um, with this scene in sort of a emotional way, because at this point Bobby sort of finally understands and finally can sort of establish this connection with his father that he didn't really understand up to now. Uh, and it sort of takes his father to express to him in detail what he hopes for him, and he gives us this very long speech, about him being happy, and confidence, and it's just such a great and fulfilling scene, I think, and it's very uh, what's the word? It's very
Wholesome.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's. I guess so. There you go.
I see.
That's what I was going to say.
What did I think of that scene? Well, I don't know. I kind of found it a bit odd that um, he would suddenly, Bobby would suddenly come to that realization. But I, you,
Well, it sort of gets spelt out to him, right? I mean, before Bobby never really, he never really bothered to make that connection. He never really asked like what his father really thinks. Is his father like really hopeful for him? Or does his father just think he's this loser? And it's sort of implied that Bobby is kind of insecure. He's not very courageous. He can sort of be um, influenced by Laura quite easily. He's scared of Leo. He has all these issues in his life, and for his father, to express a hope for him, and sort of put a confidence on him is just something he sort of really desires, right? And he sort of has his realization that he can sort of just be successful, right?
right. Yeah. I
There you go.
remember. Yeah, I mean, it was quite sudden. I remember because like I don't know. I mean, all TV series have this, but or at least a lot of them have that. But in this case, I quite noticed the music, like if it's a wholesome scene, like they will have like a certain track.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like there's I don't think there's any music at all.
sure.
I actually did well I I know this because I actually added, well, I think no, I don't think there is any. No, wait a minute. Yes, I think there is some music, but it's sort of nearing the second half of his speech. So there's this at the start of the scene there's this short musical sting when Bobby sort of walks into the diner, and then there's absolutely no music whatsoever um, until sort of Bobby sort of starts responding emotionally to his father, and then that's sort of when a very sort of slight
Angelic kind of. I don't know how to describe it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sort of music comes in, but it's not very obvious, and it's not like a signal to sort of make you feel sad or something. It's something there just to sort of complement it. But I actually did a edit a few weeks ago where I took someone's remix of that small instrumental, and I sort of re-edited it into that scene, and I think it looks pretty well. But that's like a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I don't always dislike it when there's some music giving you a cue.
No.
Eh,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm absolutely not against music being used to convey emotion at all. No, but I think sometimes it can be used as sort of a way to be lazy.
Yeah, especially when it's overused, like when you have the same music play out for the same types of scenes. Can be.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I think yeah, the scene just really worked for me. So there you go. That's my favorite scene.
Yeah. Let's see. So I mean, a lot of people. Well, I guess on the server, a couple of people have been asking you, or rather, because
Me?
not necessarily you, but
No.
when people
Oh,
ask me like, what are we going to do next week? Like it's Twin Peaks, and most of the people don't know what that is.
this
So
is yeah. This is like our deepest lore. This is like our low budget scrub tier deepest lore, isn't it?
yeah, so yeah, it's basically like the Andy Warhol streams, I guess. So no,
You
not that
know?
autistic, not that autistic. Let's be honest.
No, it's not. No,
So well, I don't know if David Lynch deserves that kind of treatment. Maybe he does. Um,
I think it does. He's done a lot of great work. You know, if you want to talk about his Doom movie, I don't know. I'll be up for that. I quite liked his Doom film.
I mean,
Anyway,
has it got anything to do with the video game, or is it something else entirely?
no, we're Dune, like Dune
Dune.
as in the
Ah,
book adaptation.
I see. I thought you said Doom.
No,
That
sorry.
would have been quite funny. A David
Yeah.
Lynch Doom movie. Uh, let's see. I mean, there's demons and stuff, so he might have something to go by.
Mm.
Let's see. So I guess what people would ask usually and they would usually ask me like
Mm.
so they would basically ask me, is it good? Like so basically sell it to me, and usually I would just end up tagging you instead.
Mm.
But
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Where Victorian maids asked you, "Is it good?" And you're like, "Well, Fort Agents, is it good?" It's like, okay.
so I mean,
I said yes. By the way, Twin Peaks is a good show.
but
But yeah,
because I tried convincing a bunch of people, like for example, to come to this conversation, for instance. But
Mm.
as you see, they weren't as enthusiastic
Well,
about it as Code Geass, for instance.
no,
Um,
yeah.
so I guess, and I tried selling it to
Been
them.
for 40
Um,
weeks.
so I mean, how would you sell Twin Peaks?
Um, I don't really think I want to. Uh,
It has to be
um,
like I don't know, Andy Warhol or something like that. Like you
I
just either
guess
get it or you don't. Yeah, sort of thing. It's not for the plebs.
not. Yeah, like Twin Peaks isn't really for everyone. Well, I guess you can sort of say that about everything, but Twin Peaks um it does sort of appeal to a mass audience, but also doesn't really because of its structure. If I were to recommend this, well, I guess if I were to try and sell someone on this, I would get them to watch the first episodes, and if they didn't like the first episode, then it's not really for them. But if they're like, this is great, I love the directing, I love the music, how the tone is set, then this show, this franchise is absolutely for you. And that's how I would do it. I wouldn't like say, um, uh, um, you should watch it because it's amazing. It's part of television history, or something. I'll just say, I think it's good. Watch the first episode. If you weren't impressed, don't bother with it. And I would just take a very passive approach, I guess.
Yeah, I guess what I kind of expected you to say is that like it's important for television history or something. But do you know anything about it?
It kind of is, but sorry.
Do you know anything about it? Like why it's important to television history or something?
It's just sort of how other writers afterwards took a lot of the ideas from this show and incorporated it in theirs. That's why it's sort of it's just your classic example of of how art just is in general. You take ideas and techniques from one show and you pass it on
I mean,
into your own.
TV shows like what though? What kind of TV shows? Can you think of any examples?
Well, I can sort of I could talk about structure I guess Lost would be an example where you sort of have these many layers of mystery, and you sort of make your audience interested in a question or something, and then you sort of let that play out. So this idea of the puzzle box was sort of originally its genesis came from Twin Peaks, and that was carried on into many other series afterwards. Even like Sherlock, for example. Not like I don't think the British version, but I think there was like an American version of Sherlock that sort of borrowed a lot of techniques and structures from Twin Peaks and incorporated it there. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really watch a lot of television, so I can't really produce that many examples.
I mean, how did you come across? How did you come across Twin Peaks anyway? Like, did you see it on TV or something? Was it airing? I don't know.
No. My parents just told me to watch it, and I was like, oh, all right. And yeah, it's great.
I see. So they liked it. Right? Okay, see.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess would you say that the appeal, the major appeal, is the puzzle box then?
I wouldn't really say the puzzle box. I would just say the mystery. I guess, or the worlds that Lynch managed to create, and that's why. And I guess maybe to some extent the fate effect, where you have this small, comfortable, but also kind of interesting place in the world as well, and that for me is sort of why I like it the most.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not just a mystery. Like you kind of
No.
You kind of do like to see the little world, what's happening, like to see the ripples just move through it, I guess.
Exactly.
I see. Let's see. I think.
Are there any comments on the stream?
Sorry.
On the stream, are there any comments? I'm curious. I don't think there will be because
I doubt it. But let's have a look.
Yeah, right. Usually it's me who leaves comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't this time.
Let's have a look.
I'm participating.
Yeah. Being a community member or something.
Yeah, something.
No, it doesn't look like it. Oh no, the PNN America is there.
Oh, nice.
So he says, "Burp, you eating during the reviews is so funny to me." See, I made someone laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I shipped something today.
Yes. You ate during a yes. Your grand 300 video where you could just see you eating. I don't know. I kind of respect that energy, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, I think that there should be like a sort of secret aim to keep your video count above your subscriber count. I don't know.
I don't think that will be that hard. Yeah, I don't think that will be that hard.
I don't know. It is sort of catching up, and your videos are doing like better like these days. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I think it's
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see. Probably because it's mostly live streams, I guess.
Mm.
So, Twin Peaks, yeah, was good, and we're going to watch. We're going to watch the rest too, of course. But next week we are going to
Yeah,
talk
yeah. What's next week?
Metal Key Idol or something. The one which Bio Gundam has been wanting to talk about like for ages now.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Key the Metal Idol. Oh my god, I need to watch so much anime over the next 2 days. Then, Jesus. Okay, all right. How many episodes is it then?
I think it's pretty short. Let me check.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's good. I thought it was something like 60 or something. I don't know.
No, that was another one which he mentioned, but no.
Oh yeah. I mean, oh god, yeah. These things just get mixed up in my head all the time.
It's 15 episodes. It's an OVA
Oh
series.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Yeah. I'll definitely be there then, and we can talk with the server Kiwi. I guess for a bit. Oh.
Yeah, and by the way, it will be at 12, which means I'll have to somehow get here on time as well.
Yeah.
Because
It's
obviously
it's on a Saturday, right? Or something.
yeah, it's on
Or is
Saturday.
it just in the...
It's on
Oh,
Saturday. Yeah.
that's good.
We moved, so I don't know if we are going to do this every time, but for next week, given that it's the one he wanted it's the anime that he wanted to talk about for a while. Wanted to make it a bit easier for him to stay awake.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, just talking for me is a difficult, but being able to speak at like 1 in the morning with like the energy he sort of brings to it, because Gundam is a very energetic person. so I imagine these interviews are quite draining on him. I mean they are, right? Especially like the early hours in the morning. So yeah, it's good. It's good that we're doing it a bit earlier for him.
Hopefully, Heracleus, Basileus, Sig will be there. It's the same person.
It's kind of interesting. You know, there's some synergy going on. Like I turn up for like the first series of a Code Geass, but I don't turn up for the second. He turns up for the first series of Twin Peaks, but he doesn't turn up for the second. It's like it's like, you know, I don't know, two dragons who will never find the satisfaction of completion or something. I don't know. Okay. All right, end the stream.
Yeah.